feel like a slice of butter melting on top of a big old pile of flapjacks.
Play the victim and you will be the victim.
Very good, Frank. Very impressive.
Ultimate punch!
What's up?
What's up?
Oh, you hit the soft part of my belly.
You just got killed by a Daewoo Lanos, motherfucker! How you like me now, huh? You are, because if the girl said no, then the answer obviously is no.
No.
But the thing is she's not gonna say no. She would never say no because of the implication.
Ask yourself, why has he got his hat pulled down like that? He's fuck ugly.
Frenches instead. Oh, yeah. Wow. I don't like this.
Power of Christ compels you.
Oh, does it? Does it compel me?
You look pretty.
What did you say?
I said you look shitty.
I offer you a nice egg in this trying time.
Yeah, he's got an egg, you might.
Hello, everybody. It's probably going to be the last stream in this setup in this apartment before we go. No, moved out this weekend for the most part. So let's go out with a bang, shall we? Not a whimper, but a bang. I don't know exactly what I want to talk about, but I know what my brain wants me to talk about, right? How do I watch history? Here we go. Where's the video I'm looking for? Here it is. I found it. Now, what I need to do is turn off the fucking sound because I really can't hear these people talk anymore. The second I hear their voice, I start cringing. I start feeling sick to my stomach. Because I'm just so tired of the bullshit, right? I'm tired. I'm tired of all the bullshit. I have timestamps for this video too, but since we're going after one of them, we're going after all of them, right? Like this has got to stop. These alt-right fascists in the toy community, they got to go. And whether they're legitimately of that political mindset or they're just sitting around and rubber stamping everybody, being like, well, let's speak to their talking points too. Let's go ahead. All right, let's go 10:06, 10:14. We'll start there. I just want to make sure that I get this shit up before I start talking about it. So 10:06, 10:06, 10:06. All right, we'll start here. I want to go ahead and bring this up. So let me pause it. What's up? What's up, CJ? What's up, Keanu Leaves? Share screen. Screen one. Allow. All right, so this is on my list of shit I needed to talk about for a while, but some people told me I probably should just give it a pass or like just wait and see. But I'm not the type of person to wait and see, right? I'm so sick of this shit. I'm sick of 3POA. I'm sick of Chad. I'm sick of Talker Art. And I'm sick of fucking Articulated Ninja. They're all of the same fucking ilk. And anyone who aligns with them as far as what all this has turned into, I'm sick of y'all too. Fucking sick of it. So Ninja, right? This is the guy that likes to talk about, oh, no drama. Let's not talk about. He has a whole second channel. A second channel. And what is the first video? I don't know if it's the first video, but what is the main video on his channel? It is addressing the Charlie Kirk situation. And in this video, for some reason it's not transcribed, so I can't. This is a good use of AI, right? You use it, you give them a link to a YouTube video, and you say, hey, flag all the dumb, racist, alt-right shit that was said in this. I don't know if he did it intentionally, but there's no transcript for this video. So I had to go through YouTube's AI and get timestamps for stuff. So if it's a little inaccurate, I apologize. Mr. Grudge, what's going on? Danny and Tessa. I mean, 3 poops a day, that means you have a healthy colon, right? Right? So that should mean. And I don't have clips and timestamps. This is just the whole video. So I may not play the whole thing, and I may just jump around to the talking points that YouTube's AI pulled up. But the first point, so what it says is specifically around 10:06 to 10:14, the creator references a racial slur while discussing the nature of language, which he's probably talking about the N-word and how, you know, you can't let words affect you, because that's what this video is about. It's about people are too sensitive. People throw the word fascist around and people throw the word Nazi around, and they don't know what it means. Bitch, you don't know what it fucking means. You don't know what it means. What's going on, Roughshod? So let's see. This girl's talking about what Charlie Kirk said, and he's also talking about the context and in removing things from the full context. If you play the full context of a Charlie Kirk video, you will see how vile of a human being he was. And TikTok and everyone's attention span. This is the most like condemning video I've ever seen someone put out, who claims to be of a certain, like, this guy claims that he has more in common with the left than the right, yet this whole video is alt-right dog whistling. Alt-right dog whistling. So let's see what, I have the sound off because and Charlie Kirk said about how if he saw a black pilot, he would be wary of their credentials and be a little scared, right? I don't know if this is okay. I don't think that, but then he addresses it. Let's go back to Ninja. Let's see what he says. But that's what this whole video is him essentially condemning people who not so much don't give a fuck about what happened to Charlie Kirk, but quote unquote celebrating. And I don't think anyone other than a few people were celebrating it, but the irony and the finality of how it happened and the words that he was saying when it happened put a pretty big stamp on this is your own fault, Charlie. And he's talking about division and all this other stuff. It's a distraction, right? It's a distraction. But what they're really trying to distract you from, if you like Charlie Kirk, you're a fucking moron. So you know where you're gonna go? Away. Goodbye. Goodbye. And here he's talking about the clips of Charlie Kirk. I wish I could just, you know what? We may just do a full reaction because I can't really. Social media to celebrate the passing of the co-founder of Turning Point USA. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I'll pause and I will. So that in his final moments he couldn't in fact speak. I think that's just poetic justice. After hearing news like this, some form of celebration. And it says a lot that he's going to post this on his second channel and not his main channel, because if there was blowback, you know what he could do? Just fucking delete it. No harm, no foul. Oh, it's gone. Yeah, he deserves to die, and I hope he brings it hell. And I really don't want to hear any moral superiority from the people who were just laughing about undocumented immigrants getting eaten. And you know what happened the same day that Charlie Kirk died? Let me pause it here for a second. You know what happened the same day that Charlie Kirk died? A bunch of, and here's the picture of Charlie Kirk with his family, his token family, his Israeli handler, Erica Kirk, and their 2 babies that she apparently doesn't even watch. Because it was all a facade. It was all a paid image. Because Charlie Kirk was bought and paid for around when he was 18 or 19. They're like, you're good at talking to people. Why don't we pay you to push our alt-right narrative onto the youth? This guy was essentially the equivalent of a Hitler youth indoctrination outreach program, right? He went to colleges to quote unquote debate. Now, and there's a reason he went to colleges, because the motherfucker was too dumb to actually debate anyone older than him. I think the funniest fucking thing was when someone held up a picture of a dolphin fetus and said, "You think this is a human?" And he's like, "Of course it is. It's a dolphin, you stupid fuck. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Charlie. And neither do you, Ninja." Oh, look, it's Charlie's family. He said things that hurt people's feelings. Bitch, fuck your feelings. Feelings? No. Charlie Kirk is one of the reasons why we're in this mess, because Gen Z voted for Trump because they were indoctrinated. Not everyone, but overwhelmingly, Gen Z voted for Trump because they were indoctrinated by this shitbag right here. They were indoctrinated. They were told all these lies about how, oh, we need a man and a woman in a family to have a stable family. You know, all this other bullshit. And he had a job and he fucking did it. We are in this situation, not completely, but partially because of Charlie Kirk and people like Charlie Kirk. Because of the bullshit that they spread, the propaganda that they spread, in his propaganda. Oh, let's talk about context. People taking... Charlie Kirk said that homosexuals should be stoned. Charlie Kirk said that the Civil Rights Act was a mistake and Black people shouldn't be allowed to vote. And you can go search for the rest of the context, and guess what? Everything that he's saying is just as bad. I would make my 10-year-old daughter, hypothetically, if she were raped, carry that child to term and have that baby, despite that she's still a baby herself. But God forbid anyone think that it's good that shit like that isn't being spread anymore, at least from him, right? Fuck you, Ninja. I'm so pissed I ever went to your fucking con. I don't give a fuck. I'm done with these people. What is this? What is this shit? You think you're some fucking kind of artist or philosopher, dude? Get over yourself. You played yourself. No, bitch, you're a part of the problem. You're actually half of the whole fucking problem, because you let people use you as a beard to be like, well, I'm not racist. I'm friends with Ninja. And you just go along with it. Leia, this is Articulated Ninja on his second channel, Art of the Q, which probably means Art of the Queef, because he's just queefing out of his mouth. What's up, Ray? The only Charlie I like is from All Dogs Go to Heaven. I like more Charlies than that, probably. But I can't think of anyone other than Sheen right now winning. And I didn't want to have to watch this whole video, but that YouTube AI is not doing good. Well, let's get one thing clear. It is one thing to have different political views. It is another thing to be completely racist. Or not even, who knows if Charlie actually believed it. He was paid to say this stuff. There's a paper trail. The two people in charge of Turning Point USA, well, not anymore because they're both fucking dead. Charlie Kirk, what happened to him? Gun violence, something that he's an advocate for the Second Amendment. What happened to the other guy? And this was their thing in Turning Point USA. The Second Amendment and the right to not have to fucking wear a mask when you go into a grocery store. That's what and guess what? The other guy, he died of COVID because he didn't want to wear a mask when he went into a grocery store. Go figure. It's almost like if your views and what you talk about are evil and hurtful, it's going to come back to bite you. It may as well be, Roughshod. It may as fucking well be.
Does not mean that you should be writing LOLs and ha-ha-has to them being murdered.
And you know the whole, I'm sure part of the reason he made this video was because of me, right? Because of the whole targeted attacks at me, the physical threats and all that stuff, because I'm one of those people who's like, good riddance. Not so much applauding it, not so much saying, good, I'm glad it happened, because I can agree that no one should die because of their political views. But what I can agree is that some people don't deserve to not have a platform to speak on and shouldn't be allowed to speak in public, which, there's different ways that can happen. And it just so happened that one of the things that Charlie Kirk advocated for was what got him, right? So it's irony. It's pure irony. And that is the fucking funny thing. Not that someone's views were allegedly the reason that they got killed, which it's not. It's a whole wormhole. Like completely removed from the actual context of the situation and the actual things going on and the actual people involved in what happened to Charlie. This is just asinine. This whole video. I mean, he wasn't in front of his family either. His family was not there. Just like Erica's not around for her kids, you know? For you, there you go. You said it all right there. For you. And you want to know why? Because you sit right in the center to play both sides so you don't look like a bad guy to either one. But what it actually makes you look is weak, and it looks like you have no actual moral views other than you shouldn't let words offend you. Words shouldn't be getting people killed. And I agree with the words shouldn't be getting people killed. But being offended by a word does not make you weak. If I go around saying the N-word and I get punched in the fucking face for it, I can't be like, oh, I can't believe you punched me because of a word. But people will do that. That word has so many different layers and negative connotations over the years. And the fact that white people think that they can use it and be like, look at Chud the Builder. Look at Chud the Builder, right? That was his whole thing. Going around provoking people with words. What do you have to say about that, Ninja? What's your response to Chud the Builder saying, oh, don't chimp out, and then shooting a black man in front of a courthouse when he was provoking them? Do you feel like Chud was in the right to pull out his gun and shoot someone? It seems like it based on this video. It seems like he'd be like, well, you know, the guy shouldn't let the words offend him. You know, the soldier with PTSD who literally warned Chud, I have PTSD, you need to stay away from me. And what did Chud do? Double down, let's go, let me talk shit, yeah, look where he is. $1 million bond. Looking at 60 years in prison. Which is good. Good, lock him away. Put him away forever. Oh, I can't believe I have to watch this stupid video. It's not. Because Charlie Kirk wasn't a basic human being. He didn't care about the rights of everyone. He cared about the rights of white people to be white and how oppressed white people are in this country. That was his whole thing, right? Poor white people. We have to walk around how other people feel so we can't say what we really want to say. Oh, poor white people. Poor people who built the system. And then you get to something like what happened today with Carmelo Anthony, who was, by the rules of the law, self-defense. It was self-defense. And they gave him an all-white jury. All-white jury. And what did they do? They convicted him. But they didn't convict, God, I keep forgetting his name. And it's probably Kyle Shittenhouse, who was a 17-year-old carrying around an AR-15, which he shouldn't have legally been allowed to have, regardless of whether someone bought it and said, here, this is for you. I don't think a 17 to 21-year-old should be allowed to own an assault rifle, let alone a handgun. Any weapon, because there's no mental capacity to fully understand what kind of responsibility that is. The responsibility that you have when you're holding that in your hands is probably one of the most important things in your entire life in that moment. Up there with when you get your driver's license and you start driving a car, because those can kill people. Those kill people the most. But, you know, he's white. He shot 2 black guys, but he's white. So he wasn't convicted. Carmelo Anthony, who was actually defending himself, he's black. What happened? He got convicted by an all-white jury. What do you have to say about that, Ninja? Or the school shooting that happened the same day as Charlie Kirk's death that barely got any coverage because everyone was so, oh no, Charlie, he was so wholesome with his gums halfway up his mouth. He was so wholesome with his what's the word I'm looking for? His flagrant racism. It's just, oh, so sad. If you're sad about it, fine, be sad about it. I don't give a fuck. But don't tell other people that they can't be like, oh, good, one less fucking bad person in the world actively contributing to the downfall of society. Because that's what it is. Look what happened in fucking Tennessee. They removed a whole black district. Representation for black people was stripped away. And that's in part to people like Charlie Kirk spreading all this hatred and all this racism and all this homophobia and all this queerphobia. This is probably going to be one of those streams I'm just going to turn off monetization, honestly, because who knows anymore.
That's still exactly what it sounds like. Just speech. That's
just speech. Yes, words that led to legislation that led to deaths in concentration camps on U.S. soil. Charlie Kirk is a reason why we have ICE out here terrorizing people. Charlie Kirk is a reason why we have a PDF graper, 34-time convicted felon in the White House again. Going to freaking sports games like he's not the biggest criminal, well, second biggest criminal on the face of the earth. The guy in charge of Isn't Real is surprisingly still the first. So, this is just some fucking, I'm going to sit right in the center and try to appeal to empathy when the guy that I'm talking about had zero empathy for anyone who wasn't straight, white, or Christian. He wasn't in front of his wife and children. That didn't happen. They weren't there. I'm too fragile, guys. I'm so fragile. I'm so fragile that I think that human rights are important. That I think that hate speech is considered hate speech for a reason. I'm so fragile. Look at my snowflake white skin. What a bitch.
That Charlie Kirk had, especially some of his talking points and his opinions and feelings on Black culture, especially Black America.
Why'd you put quotations around Black America? What is that? What is that?
Did not deserve what happened to him. Yes, some of his stuff was divisive.
Some of his stuff was divisive. Some of his stuff was divisive. Only some of it. Not his whole base, not his whole platform, not every argument that he made. Just some of it was divisive. No, it was hateful. It was hate speech. But it's okay because he's just saying it as a political figure. He's just doing it to open up debate with the other side, even though he'll yell over anybody and just make a fool out of himself, trying to look smarter when he's literally the dumbest person in the fucking room. Oh, there's still fucking 18 minutes of this.
And a lot of this stuff was taken out of context, so people are not including no context.
Out of context, yeah, sure.
Clips just to make him seem like something that he wasn't.
All right, here's a breakdown of context, right? So there's a clip, a 13-second clip of a guy saying the N-word over, a white guy saying the N-word over and over and over. You expand out to 1 minute, and then you see a black guy in front of him who's pissed him off somehow. And that's what led to him saying the N-word. That's the context for you. That's a comparison, because it is literally all hateful shit. And you clip one part of it, but you go to the bigger picture and the whole thing is fucking racist or hateful. Just goes to show you that not everyone uses their powers for the good of fellow humans. No, and they'll do it on a base of, oh, I'm morally superior because I would never. When Hitler died, if that was happening now, I would never celebrate that. I would never be like, yay, he's gone. So stupid.
Everyone's throwing around the term hate speech.
Oh, look, Dan.
And I feel like
look how comment. Look at the timing.
Back in the day, we had a little bit better concrete descriptors for what.
Back in the day, what are you, 55, dude? Back in the day. Also, yes, hello, Super K. Good to see you. I don't give a fuck if he responds or not. I don't give a fuck if he ignores this, sees this. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And that's what Charlie Kirk was saying. That's hate speech. What is Ninja? What is Charlie Kirk saying that gay people should be stoned? What is Charlie Kirk saying that the Civil Rights Act was a mistake? That's not hate speech. That's not targeting a minority and saying, oh, their voice shouldn't matter. They shouldn't exist. That's not hate speech. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know the definition until you fucking told me, Ninja. Forgive me. I haven't watched this at all, by the way. I've never watched any of this. Yeah, and that's what Charlie Kirk did. That's what he did. It's okay if a few people die for the Second Amendment, because at least we'll get to have our guns. A few innocent people. Oh yeah, what's a few school shootings? As long as we get to have our pew-pews, right? America. Stupid motherfucker. Because they're fucking ignorant.
It's anything that's abusive or threatening.
Yeah.
I don't remember Charlie Kirk saying anything that was abusive or threatening.
Oh God. All right, Ninja, you stupid fuck. All right. All right. Really? Really? Charlie? Oh, I'm going faster than my computer. Charlie Kirk hate speech. Let's see. I'm sure there's compilations. Oh, I love Tom Powell Jr. He does a great job.
I am not celebrating what happened to Charlie Kirk. This is not the society that we should live in.
Tom Powell Jr. It's a good channel. You should go subscribe to him.
And hate speech that he spewed. Be specific. Okay, here's his own words.
Sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm gonna be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. We Reed and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks. We would have been called ISIS. But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. They're coming out, they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. We know.
Kamala Harris is way more qualified to be president than Trump is qualified to be a fucking worker at McDonald's. 1,000 times over. Trump couldn't even get a job at McDonald's. It'd be unsanitary, all the shit flying out of his pants. Is that not hate speech? Moronic black, is that not hate speech?
No one cared when it was, just kind of paper shufflers or even engineers. But now when it's like, wait, hold on a second. You're gonna remove
don't worry, if someone those are all out of context. The context speaks for its fucking self. It's racism.
So that we can have a Second Amendment to protect our other God-given. I can't stand the word empathy. Actually, I think empathy is a made-up new age term.
And it's hilarious that Ninja talks about empathy. Charlie Kirk doesn't even believe in that word.
And that's just a few examples.
There you go. There's some. I can bring up more. Just to prove you wrong, Ninja.
Let me ask you a question. Are you a Trump supporter? Yes, sir. So are you a proud Trump supporter? Of course. So are you sickened that he had a gay man speak at his convention? Yes. Then you're not a Trump supporter, my friend. Thank you very much.
Wow. What is Charlie Kirk saying here? I don't understand. I thought he hates gays. Just watch. Let's see.
Marriage in the Holy Bible is one man, one woman. I also do not believe in the sort of rhetoric that some people engage in, that all of a sudden that they say there's no place for gay people in the conservative movement. If you had your way, what would you do with gay people in America? What would I do with them? Because they're not allowed in the conservative movement. So would you just kick them out anytime they show up at a Republican Party? If you were in charge, like what would you say? You can't be part of the Republican Party. If somebody is,
I'm confused too because I don't know what he's even saying.
Homosexual, yeah, they should not be part of the conservative movement. So I just want to go through the list. Guy Benson, no place in the conservative movement.
Well, at least he's not completely throwing gay people under the bus, but he just said by the Bible, yeah, it's not allowed. But regardless, which I've never seen that clip, so that is interesting, but it does not detract from anything else that he said. But let's go back to hate speech, because there's a lot of hate speech that he's put out in the world.
It could be what's considered offensive discourse. Do you realize how bland that is? Almost anyone can label something as offensive discourse. That's like if I tell a morbidly obese, overweight person.
And it is like watching Jerry Springer, Dan. That's exactly what it is. It is all meant for reaction, and it's all about the reaction of the crowd and who's behind what and all that stuff. It's racist to consider DI hires are unqualified because you assume that the candidate was automatically in a lower, lesser platform position of training or experience. Exactly. And the thing about DEI is it doesn't mean they're going to hire a black person over a white person just because they're black. What it means is they're going to remove race from the equation completely or gender from the equation completely. And they are only going to hire based on qualifications. It is not about shoehorning in a couple of black people to make you seem like you're not racist. It is about hiring based on qualification. So it would not be a DEI hire had America voted for Kamala. Oh, now I'm not saying I like Kamala Harris. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is she is far more qualified, far more educated, and far more intelligent than Donald Trump, which should automatically disqualify her from being called a quote unquote DEI hire. They're just saying that because she has mixed heritage of black and brown origin, right? That's why they're calling her a DEI hire. They're not looking at the qualifications. The bar is very low, right? We live in such a sensitive time with weak sensitive time. Oh. No, that's not true. That's not true. If someone looks at me and says, you're ugly as shit and I don't like you, that's not hate speech. If someone says, fuck you, tranny, I hope you die, that's hate speech. And guess what? I hear that shit all the time. I hear that shit all the fucking time. That's hate speech. Regardless of whether my feelings were hurt from the first or second thing, one is hate speech, one is not. One is just saying you're ugly, one is saying you're ugly because of who you are. He keeps saying in front of his wife and children, yet they weren't there. They were not there. I'm just going to go ahead and ban that guy. Austin 316, not John 316, motherfucker. Because Stone Cold says so.
Millions of people online, they celebrate because they were offended. You see how sensitive and weak people are nowadays? Charlie Kirk at the end of the day was still using his words. I even see some people.
No, he was paid to use his words to spread hate, to spread rhetoric, to spread anti-minority and anti-LGBTQ messaging. He was sent to indoctrinate the youth, and he did his job. And when his usefulness started to wane, when he started speaking out against isn't real, that is when he got. It wasn't because of the words that he was saying on his little debate stages. It was because of what he was saying on his podcast. It was because of what he was saying behind the scenes. They were probably in charge of paying him. They have this whole fucking structure of trying to bring America into the fold and trying to use us to further their goals. The US military and the Israeli military, they're trying to merge them together to be one entity. What the fuck? So this is all fucking surface level bullshit regardless.
The guy whose name starts with an H, the failed painter, right? And that's wild to me because like Nazis and they actually did things. They actually harmed people.
Yeah, so did Charlie Kirk by the words that he used to promote legislation that is actively hurting people right now. You stupid fuck.
Who did Charlie Kirk harm? And that once again it just goes
absolutely.
The world is that we live in today.
How sensitive to be offended by the fact that he would question the qualifications of someone because they're black. And how dare you use J. Jonah Jameson to try and support your fucking weak ass takes? I have a good grasp of real physical harm. Sure you do. I'm sure you do.
There's no way I'm ever going to accuse another man of harming me or a human being of harming me.
Yep.
Just their words.
With just their words. Listen, I've had every insult thrown at me. That doesn't hurt me. What does hurt me is the anti-trans legislation that is going on because of words, because of indoctrination, because of the hate and the panic and fear. It's just like it's every time. Oh man, the black people, we can't let them have civil rights. It'll be the end of society. Oh man, the gay people, we can't let them have rights because it'll be the end of society. Oh man, the trans people, we can't let them exist because it would be the end of society if they had rights, if they had the right to just exist. How horrible would that be? Do not disrespect JJJ ever again. This guy's a dick. Yeah. And I would say he's not. I would say he's maybe just ignorant, but he's defending Talker Art's racism. Talker Art's not racist. I know the guy personally. Yeah, he was your special guest at fucking ToyTuber Expo. Your ladies picked him up and dropped him off at the airport. Love is beautiful, hate is ugly. Hating people for being different is so last century. 100%. Oh, and the thing about that thing that I pulled up, that Charlie Kirk and saying, oh yeah, you don't think there's room for gay people. No, what you're saying, Charlie, is you think there's room for useful gay people. There's room for gay people that agree with what you're saying. And those people exist in the gay community. See, I was befuddled, but there's, okay. So there are straight gay men who vote for Trump, who hate the pride flag, who hate the T in LGBT, right? Those are the people that Charlie is talking about. Yeah, we have room for them because they'll betray who they are to further our agenda. And when we're done with them, when we have what we want, when we have the legislation that we want, we can just toss them away with the rest of the crowd. First, they came for the communists and I said nothing. Then they came for the socialists and I said nothing. Then they came for the Jews and I said nothing. Then they came for the Christians and there was no one left to speak for me, right? Like, same fucking logic. So there you go. I cracked that. I was puzzled for a second, but then I was like, oh yeah, that of course. You have useful idiots in every group. Just look at fucking people like Riley Gaines. She is a conservative trans woman. Or Caitlyn Jenner. God, I hate that bitch. He's not ignorant. He's an asshole. Yeah. Yeah. They go hand in hand. It's crazy to you because you're crazy.
Because a lot of these people clearly don't have it with the way I've been seeing them celebrate.
Oh my God. Integrity. Integrity Farms. Integrity Farms.
I actually have been celebrating the fact that some of these people have been losing their jobs because they celebrated online.
I hope you celebrated when Chad lost his job. I hope so. You're all for free speech, right? You think that words shouldn't hurt people, yet you're offended enough to celebrate that people lost their jobs for using their free speech. Okay, all right. So I hope you were laughing about Chad. I hope that was funny to you. I hope that you were like, got him, you know. But of course you weren't. Oh man, my buddy Chad. He's not racist. He's not racist. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. Pretty much. Pretty freaking much. Oh, man, there's so much of this stupid video left.
The soulless companies in America, they realize, oh, well, we don't want to be represented like that. We don't want our employees celebrating the fact that someone was murdered in front of their children and their wife. So,
stop saying it was in front of their children and their wife. They weren't there. Like, how stupid are you, Ninja? It's fucking common fact checking. They were not there. Erica Kirk was probably off rolling around in money while someone watched her kids, and then she had to put on the whole WWE entrance 3 days after her husband died, right? It was like a celebration for her. Go after her. She seems pretty fucking happy. She had to put the teardrops in her eyes to make herself cry.
I celebrate. Do I think ultimately that they should be fired? No, because these people are just exercising their right to free speech.
Well, at least you understand that. But if you're celebrating them, then celebrate Chad too. Someone you invited to Toy Tuber Expo.
And a company has every right to choose. They have every right to say they don't think your character reflects well.
Absolutely.
So that's why people are being fired. Majority.
Absolutely. Yet you're celebrating them being fired. Like it shouldn't be a cell. It should be like, well, that's the company's decision. I'm gonna celebrate every time a Nazi gets fired. I'm gonna celebrate every time a Nazi gets consequences, you know, like that. Used to be a time back in my day. Well, I'm pretty sure I don't have the perfect clip for it, but you know, there's one guy that represents how I feel pretty fully.
Who knows? In 1,000 years, even you may be worth something.
Son of a bitch.
See, I can go through and be like, okay, I agree with you there, Ninja, but most of this is just straight up mouth spewing.
Is justifying more or celebrating more gun violence. And I'd also argue that
it's verbal gymnastic. He thinks that since it was on live TV, then it was in front of them. Yeah, but he should maybe say that instead, because it's like it's putting out the visual that Erica Kirk and his two kids were standing right in the front row. That's what he's portraying by stating this over and over and over. He's creating a false narrative. Regardless of whether you fact check that or not, it is a false narrative to say that he was in front of his wife and kid, because it's absolutely not fucking true.
When that celebrated this has failed as a human being, if you think this action of his life being taken and him being assassinated.
I know it's what he wants to do. I'm smarter than he is. I know that for a fact. So I can pick apart every single one of his arguments. Just like I can break down Charlie Kirk's. Yeah, there's good gays. Well, those are the good ones. Just like some people like, that's the good black guy. Those are one of the good ones, you know? Or I was one of the good ones until they found out that, no, I'm not. I don't agree with y'all on like 99.9% of things. No self-research or finding any context? Are you kidding me? That's what this whole video is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's hard for me to watch these videos. Like I literally only get the timestamps for this shit through AI, which is a very useful tool for that, for going through, getting timestamps, and then you just have your wonderful mod Leia offer to clip it for you. And you're like, you know what? I don't want to put you out, but if you have the time, feel free. And then you have all the clips and all the context that you need. And the funny thing about what I do is I just take their words and I repost them. I don't go in and butt my head and say, well, this is the... No, I just let them speak for themselves. And that seems to be the most damning thing you can do with these people, is let them talk. Thank you, Leia.
None of that at all. I have seen
Yeah, you did none of that, Ninja. You did none of that.
Shout words, but they had no idea what the meaning to the word.
Oh, I'm sure you're going to say, I don't know what fascist means. And let's look at, so fascism can only exist under capitalism, right? Because fascism is built to be monetized. It is the systems built into this country are systematically racist so that white people can profit from it. So fascism can't exist without capitalism, which doesn't exist without white people, because it is a white system built by white people. And yeah, words are incredibly powerful, especially when those words turn into actions like legislation that actively affects people. I know listen, I'm not trying to speak for anyone. I would hope that when Ninja saw what happened in Tennessee, he was upset when he saw that a whole district in Tennessee had their voice taken away. That was upsetting to me. That's upsetting. It should be upsetting to fucking everyone, unless you're a fucking racist, right? Those are the only people that would be celebrating that. And the Republicans in Tennessee celebrated that shit. You want to know why? Because they're fascists. Fascists. It's called fascism, buddy. Skip over his gotcha clips because they don't mean shit. Oh, here we go. The DEI. Oh yeah, black pilot. God, thank goodness I can skip over a bunch of it.
They do. They want division amongst.
Okay, I can agree with that as well. But do you think that Charlie Kirk was one of the peasants, Ninja? Are you saying that we shouldn't be divided against Charlie Kirk? Because last I checked, he had millions of dollars, and now Erica Kirk has billions of dollars. So why are you defending the person stoking the division? But and I agree with that. Like I said, I will not say that everything that he's saying in this video is wrong, but a majority of it is talking out the ass with no actual truth or context, without his self-research, as he says. This is just him mouth spewing. But I kind of agree with a couple of things, like people shouldn't be fired for using their First Amendment right, but it is up to the business to decide whether or not they want that person representing them. And the division in this country is intentional, but he's focusing on the wrong division, because Charlie Kirk was trying to divide people by race, by religion, by sexuality, and by identity. Those are 4 things he was trying to separate people by. He was trying to unite Christian nationalists, aka fascists, and I'm not calling Christians fascists. I'm calling the evangelical, hyper Bible thumping, who haven't actually read the Bible, who use it to divide and hate other people. You know, those are the fascists, the Christian nationalists. Yet the money was behind Charlie Kirk to spread this division.
Let's just give them another distraction. Let's make sure they fight each other more than they.
And let's like. So I've been posting clips all day on Instagram because, you know, 3POA decided it would be okay to start being buddy with Chad again. Like, timeout's up. Let's be friends with our fascist buddy again. And what I lost my point because I saw you, Dark Multiverse. Hello. What was I talking about? See how bad my brain was sometimes when I'm upset? Oh, I know what I said. So, you know, Boog pointed out that Talker makes a bunch of gay jokes and is homophobic, and Talker's like, why do you care? Shouldn't any normal person care when a group is being attacked for something they literally can't change about themselves? It's the fucking same thing as Talker going up to Dan and Ryan at one of the panels at a con and calling them the Asian dudes or the Asian twins. Like, well, I didn't know that was offensive until Ryan told me. Okay, so why are you validating that it was offensive because an Asian person told you what you said was offensive? But when a black guy says it's offensive, the racist shit you're saying to him about him, oh no, I'm just joking. Or why does it matter if I'm making jokes about gay people? Are you gay? Like, no, Talker, you're gay. That you're in the closet. We know that. But this is a good point. And this is why he put this on his second channel, right? If Ninja cares about what happened in Tennessee, he won't be vocal about it because it would alienate his piggy bank subscribers. And that's the main thing here, right? I think I've done enough of this. We've gone halfway through it. I don't think there's going to be any more things I can agree with or any more points I can make that I haven't made already. So we're gonna remove this from this thing and talk about subscribers and viewers and all that stuff. And all, so, you know, oof, it's huge. I'm huge. That's the thing that people like to prioritize, right? Is the view counts, the subscribers, the clicks, all the clickbait. What can we say that's going to get people to click our live stream? We may not even talk about it, but what can we use? What kind of clickbait thumbnail can we use? Or let's have Talker Art on. He's got 20K subscribers and we've only got 2,100 or 8,000. We got way less than Talker. So if we bring him on and put up with his bullshit, we're going to get his viewer base. And what does that happen when you start to get his viewer base? It starts to taint the water. It starts to let in all kinds of bad ilk, which leads to having bad moderators like Zakanin, like Scott Hughes, like Rollkeeper, all these dudes who will let MAGA racist stuff in because it's good for the channel. It's good for engagement, right? It's haha, it's all jokes and fun. And then before you know it, the whole chat is a cesspool of just white nationalists. It's also the type of rhetoric that damages, that's dangerous. Well, if it's not affecting me personally, then why should I care? Yeah, and it is affecting you personally, because like I said earlier, they're not going to stop. The US military had 250 recognized religions. 200, I think it was more than that. I'm not sure, but it was more than fucking 31, which is what it is now. And like 20 of those religions are evangelical Christian white religions. Like they left Judaism, they left Hinduism, they left Muslim, but they took out Mormonism. They removed that from their list of approved or whatever. I don't even know what the list fucking means, but it's like, yeah, we don't honor your religion if you're not on this list is pretty much it. I think they took Sikh off, which is, I believe, I don't want to be state wrongly here, but I think it's like an Indian religion. They have turbans and beards and all that stuff. They're called Sikh that's the name of their religion, Sikh. I think that was probably removed, telling them they'd have to shave their beards because it's not a good image for the military, so they're essentially using this list to further whiten the military, to further purge the herd, as it were, and that's kind of what these channels are doing, right? With Chad, it's full blown. He's just like, if you're not a Nazi, you're not going to like my channel. And then I would say it's more subtle with 3POA, but they were leaning into it heavily for a while until it started to blow back on them. And now they're like, oh, the timeout is up. We can go back to being friends with Chad now. We can go back to talking our bullshit, right? No, you can't, because I'm here and other people are here and we're going to fucking point it out. It's so frustrating. Well, diversity and empathy is a weakness, right? No, being an alcoholic with no discernible skills, except for you were a news anchor for Fox News and you got flunked out of the National Guard, I'd say that's a weakness. Pete Keg's breath. You fucking gnome. Speaking of gnomes, I wonder how Christy Gnome is doing. I wonder how Pam Bondi is doing. Not great, I hear. Almost like they were fucking scapegoats the whole time. And I hate those women, but it does say a lot when men put women in positions of power and they're the first ones fired for, like, oh, you're fucking up. Let's replace you with a man who's actually even worse. But we gave the women a chance, right? I am so angry about the methods the military is now. Well, a federal judge apparently put a halt on that and said it's unconstitutional, much like a federal judge just put a halt on Trump's initiative to try to put trans women in men's prisons. And a federal judge said, nope, you can't do that. And these are just pauses. These are going to be, honestly, all of these cases are probably going to be debated for the next, hopefully 2 years at minimum, but probably longer. No, she was at a rally the other day and someone called her out for being a PDF protector. And I was like, and that's why you go away. That's why you shut the fuck up and disappear, Erica, because you're going to keep getting called out. Nobody likes her. And the funny thing is most chapters of Turning Point USA are fraudulent and they're used to launder money. And that kind of stuff is coming out now too. The 3 POAs and their crew runs the same grift as Nerdrotic. I hear that name and I haven't looked into them and I'm kind of afraid to. I'm glad I figured out, where Charlie Kirk was coming from with that. Well, not all gays, only the useful, because I was like, damn, I have egg on my face right now. But no, it was once again the same hateful bullshit. Are you going to say that the ones in the conservative movement, the ones that actively hate themselves, that we should kick them out because they're helping us legislate against their rights. We can kick them out later, but are you saying they're not useful right now? You know, that's what he was saying without saying it. And then the crowd was kind of mixed. They're like, boo, and yeah, because they don't know how to feel either, right? Yeah, they are. They really are. So, you know, we've been about an hour. I'm probably gonna wrap this up soon, but I don't do this shit for clicks and views. I don't do it because I want engagement. I do it because I know what's right and I know what's wrong. And I know when someone is being fucking fake. And I know when someone is being fucking real. And the thing about when someone is being fucking real is the first time they show you that, you got to believe them every time. So when someone shows you who they are, fucking believe it, because it's not going to change. They can try to put the mask back on, but once that mask comes off, it's down forever. So, in summarization, the root problem here. I don't even know who to peg as like the main problem, like the biggest problem, but I know who has the biggest like group association, and that's 3 Poops a Day, right? Those guys are the easiest way to see that their channel has changed and been taken over by a rhetoric, and then they just fully lean into it and be like, yeah, whatever, you know. And then Chad is a symptom of that. Now he's just full on one of the biggest problems. You know, Ninja's over here being an apologist for talker art who's a racist. So I can't with this shit anymore. I was quiet. I kept it to myself. I was like, you know, hopefully this is over. Hopefully people stay in their lane. But here was Chad calling black people ghetto on Sunday. Calling Swampy, who I didn't watch. Bro, you watched the video. I know you watched the video. You have such a big ego. If someone makes a video about you, you watch it 15 fucking times. I know that. There's no way you didn't watch this video. And Swampy was very concise, very clear, very eloquent with what he said and how he said it. But you're gonna call him ghetto because he's black, Chad. So it started there, and then at DFW, Chad was all up in Bobby Vallis' stream, and Laser Pants was all up in Chad's chat and all that stuff. So they think it's cool now to bring Chad back into the fold. So that leads us to this, where okay, you think it's cool now to bring a straight up Nazi and be cool with him again. So I'm going to point out all the other Nazis that you platformed, and this is the worst. This is the worst thing. Like, I feel like this, much like, you know, Chad's chat with the Triple K in it, the super chat. And I know he didn't say it, but he sure as fuck didn't go against it or point it out in any way and say, I don't align with that. But I don't know if you're gonna hear the sound when I bring this over, but how do I put this up here? Where's my sound at?
Right. And they said, aren't you ashamed? Your peers are all going to die because of your vote. And I said, no, good. And then they canceled me for that, essentially. And yeah, they did. All the writers said, we're not going to work with Ethan because he said it's good that Trump is going to kill us. I didn't mean literally. I didn't think. The point was, I didn't think Trump was going to kill him. I was like, it's a silly thing to say to me. Don't put your extinction on my shoulders. I just pulled the lever for the Orange Man because I thought Orange Man good, and then you tell me Orange Man bad. It's not what I was expecting. So I didn't mean it. I want to apologize to all of them. Are you still alive? Are all of you still alive, or did Trump kill you in 2019 or whatever it was?
Listen, I'm still waiting for the death for the bloodbath. Right?
Let's go. I mean, let's do it already.
Oh, are you LP? You're still waiting for the bloodbath? And this was like what, 9 months ago? So what's happened since then? Over 30 deaths in detention centers, not detention, concentration camps from ICE. 5 U.S. citizens ended by ICE, bombing little girls' schools in Iran and Gaza and all this other stuff. Are those the deaths in the bloodbath you were waiting for, Ryan? Is that what you were waiting for? Because it's here right now. You fucking fat turd. Fucking loser. God, I hate that I met some of these people in person. Because it would not have gone the same way if I knew who they actually were at that point. They think it's cool because that's what they are. Absolutely. Absolutely. So y'all could hear that? Okay. Cool. And I didn't alter that or doctor it anyway. I just posted the words that they said. Now, if that gets around and it ends up biting them in the butt, that's not my fault. Don't shoot the fucking messenger, right? Don't shoot the fucking messenger. Don't do that.
Just a bunch of shit, but you can't think of one.
Hold on.
Are you saying that that's not true? Are you saying it's not true? You never said anything sexist, racist, or homophobic?
What? I make gay jokes all the fucking time. Why are you offended?
So it's jokes. So you did say it.
Dude, I make gay jokes all the time, constantly.
Yes, that's
Why
homophobic.
are you offended by gay jokes?
You were ramping up the attacks that were little dog whistles and little funny shit leading up
You're
into that
absolutely
point.
right.
Leading up into that point, and then you decided to film yourself going into the Hasbro booth, saying disparaging things about Dan and Ryan.
See, I brought all this up.
And I thought that shit was totally out of bounds and totally.
And then you had to come save the day.
And then
Here comes Hero Bug.
Yo, whether it's Hero Bug or not,
Look, I mean,
you gaslighting people right now because you acting like I'm wrong.
That smug little smirk.
So fuck shit. Nah, bro.
So fucking gross.
Fuck shit.
What a thumb.
Accepted my apology, and because of that, I took down the video. So now it's squashed. Like,
is it squashed though?
I didn't think I was doing anything wrong.
The funny thing about saying that is, so Ryan Ting and Dan Yun, they work for a giant company, right? They can't tell Talker how they actually feel. And just because you deleted the video, Talker, it doesn't mean that what you said wasn't racist. It doesn't mean that people didn't see that and peg who you are exactly. And because Boog is calling you out for it, you're getting all defensive. Well, you had to repost it, bitch. Someone had to. Someone had to show. It doesn't matter if you apologized and you feel like you squashed it. I guarantee you, Dan and Ryan never forgot that shit. And I guarantee you've been in their fucking shit list ever since then. Fucking mayonnaise.
If he thinks I'm doing something wrong, I am. So I took down the video with an apology because I couldn't apologize to him for calling him racist.
Yeah, but a gay person calls him out for dropping the F slur or I don't know what to tell you, Frankie. I really don't. Because I'm sick of this shit too. I just want to go back to toys. My whole fucking page from today is fucked up. Like, you can see I'm just talking about toys, posting selfies, all this shit. But the second the fucking fascists pop out of the woodwork, oh yeah, it's cool now. We can go back to our normal, regularly scheduled programming, which is being hateful and playing it off as a joke. I called LP a white savior for his little, oh, let's save the Asian kid. Let's make sure. And then he made a joke thumbnail about it, which, yeah, of course you did. Play it off like a joke, bro. Play it off like a joke. Good on Book for standing up and pointing out Talker's bullshit. Because goddamn, it sure as fuck went on for a long time. I'm tired. I am gonna be moving this weekend. I got so much fucking shit to do. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm gonna be packing up, moving into the new place, getting all that shit done. I got this new job Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. So I haven't seen my girlfriend all day. I'm tired of this shit, man. You know, I get it. I know, Frankie, and that's the thing. Like, I know you're upset about it. I'm sure. Carmelo Anthony getting fucking his life fucked over for defending himself. You know, it fucking sucks. It really does. And I've been told by people, oh, why do you try to speak up for black people? Because we're in the same fucking boat. Because just as much as my rights are being attacked, so are black people's rights. So are brown people's rights. So are Latino, Hispanic, Indian. Everyone who's not a straight white Christian in this country is under fire, whether or not it's direct or indirect. The legislation against women, the legislation against trans people, the legislation against black people. It fucking means something. It means that this country is fundamentally flawed. It means that we did not learn from our mistakes. And it means that we will continue to make those mistakes until the people that support and push them forward are fucking gone. Gone. And that's why I fucking do it. Because if I can't hop on here and talk about fucking toys without being called a fucking tranny or fucking where's that picture I was looking for? Where the fuck is it? This fucking disgusting piece of shit. I'm not racist, but I'm gonna straight up type out the N-word, but I'll just use censors. And I'll say that this white supremacist fucking inbred looking giant headed fuck over here is my dude. This guy is literally a white supremacist. This guy on the left, I mean, so is the guy on the right. But you know, he's not racist. Ninja, that's Ninja's boy, Talker Art. They're best buddies. Nah, Talker's not like that. He's not like that. I promise. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Get the fuck out of here. You're part of the problem, Ninja. I can't with this shit, man. You know, I don't give a fuck about. I mean, I kind of do. Like, I give a little bit of a shit about subscribers and views, but like not for the purpose that these guys. I'm not going to betray my morals. I'm not going to betray who I am to get more subscribers, to get more views. I would rather fucking lose subscribers for calling out assholes like these people than fucking have 1 million subscribers. I would rather stick around 4,250, which is about what I'm at right now, than ever put myself in a situation where I had to suck up to a fucking fascist mayonnaise Wonder Bread piece of shit, you know? Like, and I know I'm white. Like, that's, and as a white person, I recognize that white people are the fucking problem. I wish there was a quick fucking medicine to get rid of that virus. But you know, let's bring Chad back into the fold. Nope. Not happening. If y'all want to have Chad on there, I'm going to keep pointing out how racist you are, or how much you let get by because it's what your chat and what your moderators want now. Your moderators like Zakanin, Scott Hughes, Role Keeper. I'm guessing Blake Tarpley is part of that problem as well. I don't know him personally, but you know, you associate with 3POA in that capacity, you're probably complacent with that shit. So Ninja is the very same shill that he accuses everybody else of being. He criticized Bobby, got access, then bent the knee. Of course. You know, that's the thing. Like, as soon as you're in, you're gonna do anything you can to hold on to that. Pick me, and you know, you're useful. You make them look better by the association, right? But the second you say something they don't like, the second you say something off color to them, you're just another one of those bad ones, not one of the good ones anymore. That's what happened to me. Everyone was cool with me being trans until they realized that I don't think that we should have a PDF felon as president, right? And it's crazy that is the line right there in the enabling that got him there. Like, I'm not going to tolerate any of that shit. Agent Smith's monologue in The Matrix. Listen, I've only seen The Matrix once, so I don't, and I didn't like it. But granted, I saw it like maybe like 10 years ago, so I was like, this is underwhelming to a massive extent. Yeah, pretty much. Everyone's got a beard, right? In some capacity. In some fucking capacity. Really quickly, can I point out this fucking tweet? So someone tagged me last night in this guy's post. He made a transphobic post. Actually, you know what? Well, that's all beside the point. So, and then this is to let y'all know that there are consequences for what you do, right? So, Big Bad Toy Store was following this guy yesterday, and it said it right. Oh, wait, it's not on stage. It said it right here, followed by Big Bad Toy Store. That was the first one it said. Notice who's not there anymore. I took the screenshot earlier today, and that's because I screenshotted this guy's transphobic tirade and his calling people out and saying a bunch of hateful shit about him. I called Big Bad Toy Store. I said, hey, I just emailed you some screenshots of this guy that you're associated with by following him. I don't know if he has like a influencer program thing or whatever, but Big Bad Toy Store isn't following him anymore. And he also got real fucking quiet. He hasn't replied to a single one of the things I said after that. Wink. And it's a big if, Ninja was going to speak out, it won't be till after his con in November. No way he's risking that. Fuck his con. Fuck his stupid. It's literally active competition with Legion's Con, because I don't think Bobby and other people are like welcome. Not so much banned as like they're like, no, we just don't want you here at Legion's Con. So he intentionally is running into the same time. For Toy Unity, you can go to our con, but also he doesn't want to fail, so he made sure the times for his con weren't directly conflicting. Same days, but the hours of operation are different for the con. At least there's like a little bit of overlap, because he didn't want that direct competition. He didn't want to get buried, but he wanted to look competitive and unifying. And that's the thing about these people who want to play both sides. They want to sit on the sideline until they feel like they can gain something out of it, right? Until they feel like they could be like, well, you know, I got to stand up for my 3 poops a day boys. I got to make sure that they're not, you know, going to be mad at me for saying anything. So let me put it on my side account. Let me put it on my second account with no stakes on the line. You know, just some fucking weak ass bullshit. But, you know, I'm just me. I just do what I do. I usually keep this shit off of my YouTube, but like I can't go live on Instagram. I don't have enough subscribers for that. So, you know, just one of those things. I'm gonna turn off monetization on this video just so they don't be like, this video is it's just gonna make sure it doesn't have monetization regardless, you know. But I am I'm tired. Like Frankie said, I'm fucking tired. Like Dan said, I'm fucking tired. And it's physically, mentally, socially. I'm fucking tired. I'm tough. I've got tough skin. I don't let words get to me. You know, I'm not, oh, look, words make them emotional. No, words make men emotional. Women, and yes, trans women are women. If you disagree with that, get fucked. But the everyday regular abuse that a lot of women suffer for just existing, as in words, as in misogyny, as in all that stuff, women are fucking tough. Way tougher than men. No offense to any men in the chat. Like, for instance, okay? Me and my partner are moving. We're moving into a townhouse. We'd been talking to the landlord over the phone. You know, whatever. He seemed helpful, nice when we met him in person. He's fixing all the stuff that we need to fix before we fully move in. Then, when we're outside the house in the side yard, he gets comfortable. He starts flirting with my girlfriend and myself, being like, I'm going to take her away from you, but you would fight. And it's like, yes, I would fight you, and I would win. But because he's in a position of power, I can't really say what I want to say. He's literally holding our lease and all that stuff. Like, he's the one. Which, is it legal to retaliate? No. But these are men we're talking about. So women have to sit by a lot of the time and just fucking deal with it. And I'm tired of that because I used to be on the other spec side of it. Not that I used it ever like that, but when I talked before I transitioned, people would listen to me at work and the work, they would take what I said seriously. But after I transitioned, it's, oh sweetie, are you sure they meant it that way? Are you sure they that you didn't take it the wrong way? This, that, yada yada. Women are so much tougher than men. I'll tell you what. You want to, if you could switch places with if you're a man and you could switch places with your wife, your one of your female friends just for a fucking day, you would probably want to fucking kill yourself just because of the interactions that you have to deal with on a daily basis. Yeah, well, once we move in and all that's said and done, I'm going to hope and pray that we don't need to call him. And then after a year, we're going to hopefully have a real house, But yeah, I was upset. My girlfriend was way upset. I'm a tomboy, I'm tough. But when stuff gets to her, it's going to affect me more than it normally would. So I was pissed. I was upset, and I still am. It's not going to go away. But at the same time, what can I do about it? We signed a lease. We're moving in. That's our house now. We got the key, put the utilities in our name, all that stuff. So as far as we're concerned, we have to deal with him in some capacity. And it's because they start out nice. They start out, normal. And then the interactions slowly get warped and turn into something completely different. And you're like, ick, what is happening? Trans women, we call it euphoria, like gender euphoria. Like I'm being treated by like a woman as I should be, but in the gross way. So it's called euphoria. And that's exactly what that was. It's like, yeah, he's flirting with us, but he's also treating us like we're fucking objects rather than people, or that the feelings that we have for each other are secondary to the things that he wants to say. It sucks. It's all of this shit fucking sucks. All of it. The fact that I have to dedicate my time, I don't have to, but I feel like I need to, because there's a lot of minorities in the toy community, right? There are. And like Frankie said, Black creators catch a lot of fucking strays just for being Black, because they'll get called ghetto when they quote unquote step out of line or point out how someone is being racist. Oh, you're like Chad. They call it fucking swampy ghetto. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. You claim to have not watched this video, but clearly you did because it affected you. Everything affects that man. The funniest shit was people pointing out how stupid this soul patch looked. Then he grew an evil Spock goatee. Then people said how stupid that looked. Now he's got a full grown, like, I'm an alcoholic and I haven't slept in 3 weeks beard. He's got that going on because clearly he's got nothing else going on in life other than his YouTube channel. So, I'm fucking tired, man. I'm fucking tired. That's why we're trying to get everything in order now and get it taken. And to like, not to his credit, because I'm not gonna, but like before this interaction, I feel like he understood that he overstepped a bound, and that doesn't make it any better. But like before, he was like, yeah, you can just clean, because we have those window AC units in this new place, and they were gross, they were grimy, and they need cleaned. And we're like, yeah, they need replaced or whatever. He's like, no, they just need cleaned. You can clean them. But after this interaction, he went through and he scrubbed them and cleaned them, and he went through and took the mildewy caulk out from around the bathtub, and he's going to replace it and all that stuff. But that's after this interaction. So either he's doing it because he likes us and he has like, sexual interest, so he wants to do it for us, or he realized that he fucked up with that interaction and now he wants to fix it by doing his job. So it's really only two options. And I like my new job, but it's so slow, which is bad because I need time away from all of it. I need time away from the moving. I need time away from the social media. But I had one customer yesterday and today come into my store where I work. And it's like, yo, I need distractions. Please come into my store. please, I will put a bright neon sign out there and be like, come in, I won't, you know. It's draining, it really is. I just want to talk about my damn toys. I just want to do my toy reviews. And I'm in a position where I can you know, at least get a couple. Hey, you know what? If Jesus is saying happy pride, then that's not the bad Jesus. So I'm cool with that. I'm cool with radical leftist Jesus, which is what he was. Brown Jesus, you know, not straight white Christian Jesus. You know, I'm down with real Jesus. Who, if he was a real person, because you know, I'm not a Christian, I don't ascribe myself to those beliefs. But if he was a real person, was speaking some real facts, love thy neighbor as thyself, you know, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm cool with this Jesus. I'm not cool with the John 3:16 guy that came in earlier, you know. I'm cool with the real Jesus, the OG Jesus, you know. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, happy Pride. All right, I have to wrap this up now. I can't just keep going off on tangents and all that stuff. But y'all, keep your head up, chin way up. Be kind to your local LGBTQ plus community. Happy Pride. Be kind to all minorities, for fuck's sake. Stop treating minorities like they're second-class citizens. We're all on the same planet. We all deserve the same space and have the same rights to live equally in peace. And that's the main thing. I don't think there's peace for anyone while there's people spewing hateful, racist rhetoric around, you know? Fuck it. And I'm not even saying be kind to me. Like, I don't even care. I treat assholes like they come at me, you know? It's come with me with respect. I don't care. I'll just put you on blast and I'll make you lose your sponsorship through Big Bad Toy Store, you know, whatever. So, you know, keep your head up, stay brave, be kind to your local LGBTQ plus community, your minorities, your next door neighbor. Just be fucking kind to people. Stop spreading, don't let people spread hate. If you see that shit, stomp that shit out. If you're protesting, be extra super duper safe. I love y'all. I'll see you next time, and bye-bye.
My safe word will be whiskey.
Sorry, Rod, what was that?
Whiskey. Your friend's wasted, Anakin.
Check this out!
Pork chop sandwiches.
Freaking pump! I've been drinking green tea all goddamn day!
Oh! Man, he hit his ass with a parking towel, man. Nice.
God, I go to church every goddamn Sunday. You gonna bring the demons out of me?
No matter what you do, I will be proud of you, even if you receive a liberal arts degree. Baby time. It's baby time. Wait, I wasn't finished.
All right, give him the stick. Don't give him the stick.
You know my dad?
Oh, G.I. Joe!
What the fuck? No, this is my hat now. This is totally my hat.